Okay, here we are live for another roll reveal. This one is number 596. It's a 1948D Lincoln Cent roll. Here is our roll, ready to go. And I think it may have an extra coin in it. If we do, I'll let you know. But I think this is a Harris tube, so I can't really tell one way or the other. These things are real cantankerous. I don't like Harris tubes at all. Just to let you know that. Those of you who don't know, Harris tubes are these that say H.E. Harris across the bottom of them. The coins don't fit right. They like to stick in the bottom. The caps don't stay on. They're just very low quality. Okay, here we go. Coin number 1, 1948D, goes to Jordan. So here is Jordan's coin. And let me turn the lighting up just a little bit. I knew I had a lighting issue, but I couldn't do it until I put a coin up there. So there we are. That's about right. Hey, I don't see anything in and around the mint mark. There's Dan McCumber, and Eric is here. Got a few other people here. The story about the 3.1, that's weight on a 1944 cent that was silver colored. His heart skipped a beat when he found it out of a bag, thinking it could possibly be a 44 steel cent. Well, the first thing you do in that case is weigh it. Steel cent should be under 2.8 grams, and a regular copper cent, or shell case bronze that's been plated, would be over 3 grams, somewhere around 3.1, 3.2 grams. And his coin turned out to be 3.1, which means it's a plated normal coin. Hello, Captain Morgan Dollar, and there's Jim Fletcher. Good morning or good afternoon to you. And then there is Malcolm. Good afternoon to you. So it's a Captain Morgan Dollar. It's afternoon too, so it's afternoon to everybody. I've got this reveal for now. I've got a couple of other reveals scheduled for later after I talk to my son on the phone. And my scheduled time with him is at 1:30. So then we will do a reveal tomorrow. I think it's around 1 o'clock. And then after that reveal, after we grab some people and get them in there from that reveal, I'm thinking about changing times on this because I actually thought today was Saturday and tomorrow is Sunday. It's what you get for being a person of the self-employed faith. We tend to lose track of what day it is. So today is Sunday. Today was the day that I really wanted to get to these, but I did not get to them. It'd be reveal number 600 and 601. We're going to do it after the reveal show Monday so that I can have more of my evening time participants there. 2023 with a huge V in the VDB. Taco John comes up next here. Cat Morgan Dollar, that would be interesting to see. However, it seems to me like it could possibly be a hit. At 2023 with doubling. This right here, this little ridge line that you see set up around the tops of the letters here, this is just excessive die wear. Die wear often has many different faces, and this is one of those faces. It actually carves a trench toward the edge of the design. You also start losing some definition to the letters around the outside edge of the design. That's another sore point with the excessive die wear like you're seeing here. Not necessarily very late die state, it's just excessive die wear, meaning that the die wore a little faster than it should. It's also called premature die wear. There is a very late die state right there. So it could be very late die state on both sides. Although I didn't see quite as much die wear on the other side except for that trench. Got nothing on either side of this particular coin. And number 4, Mr. Patillo. Chuck. He calls himself Chuck too. I just call him Chuck. don't know about this. We could actually have something going on here. Looks like there might be cause for concern on this particular coin. It looks like we have a D to the east. We also could possibly have a D to the north. It's very strange looking. You've got this little line right here. I'm going to let it shine. You've got this little line right here. I want to let that one shine. And it looks like those two together could make up a tripled mint mark. However, it bears watching. I will have to take a look at these and get back to you later on this. Give them to Eric and see what he thinks. I think that could be, is that a hit or a marker? It's a hit. Okay. So we don't have a marker yet. Yet. Let's see if I can find something near the date that works well for us. Got a couple of really old die scratches right here that have kind of worn down into the field. They're a little difficult to see. I do have one here too. That one's a little more pronounced, a little easier to tell what it is. Then we've got this sad little die. Well, that's a die flow line, but it's heavy enough that it almost looks like a die scratch. So we'll try to use those as our marker for this and see if we come up with another example of this die. We've also got a wart on the bottom side, this little die wart right here on the bottom side of the brow. We'll try looking for that too. When it comes to markers, you can never have too many. There is a legitimate marker right there, I do believe. I think those are die scratches. Kind of hard to tell with a coin this late die state. We'll use those and see if we can come up with a match to this and take a look at the mint mark area on that one. Sometimes the mint mark can have little flaws, just little makes in the flaw of one coin or another. And so comparing more than one of these at a time is the best way to handle that. Tyler, haven't found anything yet. I'm still looking. Still trying to figure out what we've got going on here. I did save that coin just in case. And move on to the next and see if we come up with another example. Same die. This is not the same die. This one does look like it has something on that east side of the mint mark over there. It also looks like it has the same, almost the same thing as the last one. That little line right up inside here. But I'm looking at this, and this goes the opposite direction as the previous die. The previous one was going like this. This one goes up. So that to me looks like it could possibly be an RPM. We'll just keep looking and see what we see. Save what we can. Seeing what might also be a very light Class 6 double die obverse. That's actually looking more likely the more I look at the date. That 4 is pretty wide. Let's see what we have up here. Yeah, you see that curved top? It's a concave curve to the top of the T, like this. I'm exaggerating so you can visualize. There's that, and then there's a little bit of a curved top on the E. A little bit of fatness on the bottom part of the E, curved upward, right there. You've got your extra thickness here, too. That's important. It's not just the curves, it's also the thickness that I'm looking at. A little extra thickness to the upper part of the G, God. But then this is what kind of told me, hey, you probably need to save this and see. You got kind of a curve, like a teardrop, like a taffy pull is what I call it. On the bottom corners of these letters, it looks like they've been pulled out just a little bit. That right there, all of that together tells me that I could have a minor Class 6 double die. So this one could be a Class 6 double die with an RPM. I don't use the books to tell me what I should be finding, because then that limits my vision to what I should be finding. I prefer to look at everything. Yeah, this has got a few spots on it. That'll be from Mark. I set that one off to the side as well. Thank you, Cat Morgan Dollar. I just appreciate the support, and I appreciate everybody watching. Mickey, up next. Mickey is probably on the road right now, making a trip. So we say, hey, Mickey, if he happens to be watching. Don't see him in the chat, but that doesn't mean he's not watching. Sometimes he just likes to watch. Okay, we step back to an older die, a previous die. This is the later die state one. So take a look at the reverse, and it's also going to be a very late die state on the reverse. Lots and lots of breakdown in the design, die fatigue, and so we'll move on from that one. Coin number 7, Otis. And what does Otis have to start us off here? Well, I'm not sure if this is... It is the die that we've been looking at before, because there's that wart on the brow. The one with the wart on the brow also had a couple of other little markers. I think it was right here on the D, and then this over here on the D, and there's nothing on this one. I see nothing here. Let's zoom in just a little closer, and this could be a very important tell right here. Let me get this focused right. There we go. Yeah, and I'm not seeing anything on this one. I don't know, I'm still thinking there could be a little bit to this. And then there's that other mark. It doesn't look like it's associated with anything for a south or a north. That may just be a mark that's in the 48D mint mark. So we'll have to see. I'm going to go ahead and put this one with the other one, because we're kind of close on a decision, but we're not quite there yet. And you know what? It never hurts to put them in a separate pile for just a little while, right? Because just a little while doesn't cost us anything. So we can do it that way. And just be sure that we're seeing what we're seeing. Okay, this one appears to be normal. Let's see what we have over here. Okay, nothing. Another thing that you should notice, 1948 is the only year that uses a 4 shaped like this one. This particular 4 has a little bit of thickness out here. You notice how the lower stem down here is a lot thicker than the upper stem is. See how thick that is and how thin this is. It also has a pointed top. Now that pointed top becomes very important the following year. And the reason for that is because the 1949 Lincoln Cent had a flat top, had a very chiseled off flat top. And in 1949 in the San Francisco Mint, they used or reused the 194 of the 48 to make some dies, 3 different ones that we know of for 1949. So what you end up with is a 1949S Lincoln Cent that actually has the squared top and the pointed top. You can see both of them. 3 different double dies that we know of. Those would be Design Hub double dies, Class 3. Class 3 using 2 different designs on 1 die. That is a doubled die, and it creates doubling in the design because your 2 different designs both show at the same time. Now, what's something else that we have that kind of reminds you of that? Using 2 different designs at one time to create doubling in some area or areas of the die. You're right. 1960, proof. Large over small date, small over large date. Those are also Class 3. Design Hub doubled dies. The classes in doubling become very important once you really learn them. Once you know them and know what they do, what they are. I could describe to you a Class 5 doubled die from K5, and if you really knew what Class 5 from K5 or Class 5 from K2, once you know what that means, if I told you that I had a Class 5 double die from K2 and showed it to you, you'd know exactly what to look for. You look for heavier doubling around K7, K8, K9, which if you knew what that was, you'd know exactly what I was talking about too. And that design would be pivoted from a point around K2, which K2 is right around the S in trust. Right between the S and the T in trust is K2. Or in other words, K2 would be the position at 2 o'clock on a regular old analog clock, like a wheel clock. And if you look at that, K3 is going to be your straight off to the right, which is right over here. This is K3. K2 is going to go this way. K1 is going to go this way. And K12 will go this way. K6 is down here. K9 is straight across here. No, K9 is a dog. No, K9 goes straight across here. And K is the clock position. I don't know why it came out as K. It should be C, but it came out as K. And so K9 goes over here. K10 is up here. K11 is up here. K12 is this way. And so that'll tell you what position you're looking at. Now, if it was a class 5 double die from K2, K2 is up here, then the pivot, the center of your rotation, is here along the edge around the T of trust, which means that if I pivoted something from this point right here, it would be right over here where most of the doubling would show. And that is how you use the K positions in class 5 doubling. Class 5 pivoted hub doubling, pivoted along the edge of the design. Pivoted meaning it was rotated in one direction or another, clockwise or counterclockwise, at the edge of the design. And that's K5. I might do a set of videos on the K positions. I should probably do that. I need to get myself involved in doing more educational videos for the channel. That might get us a little bit further along in education, plus it would bring me probably a lot of views, maybe more subscribers, as people know I'm not just a dealer, I'm actually an educator. That's my primary goal, is educating people. The dealing, well, that just comes with time and excess coins. Lots of excess coins. I just need to get my software back to where it's actually working for the current versions of everything I need. I have the software. I just need to figure out exactly how to get it set up properly. Wanda up next. I could actually do all the audio and video and everything. And there's a different die for you. This one looks like it also has another D. Could possibly have. Let's say could possibly have another D. I am seeing something coming up here, and I am seeing something coming up here. They appear to be connected like this right here, but that wouldn't be the proper shape for a D. So I figure out exactly what's going on there. This looks like it could be a corner, so it looks like we have something that could maybe be off kilter here a little bit, but it does look like a D. But it also looks like die gouges and die scratches. So, you know, these die gouges and die scratches that are all around up here. Wow, look at that. Now, this is all hits on the planchet before the coin was minted. So it's a rather lightly minted coin. Lightly struck. Yeah, lightly minted, lightly struck. You see a little bit of weakness in the end of the bow tie there. Most of your weakness on a strike is going to show on the reverse on a wheat cent anyway. But part of that weakness will show up. Let's zoom out a little bit so we don't go seasick trying to look at coins. There we go. Zoom out just a little bit there. Okay. Lots of goodies showing up in rolls that you bought from me. Awesome, Coin Junkie. You need to tell me about that, brother. I still owe you some stuff. I got to get a package together. I swear, I don't ever forget about anyone. It's just that I have this very weird position where I'm so busy all the time doing everything. It seems like when I talked to you 4 months ago, it was like I talked to you last week. And I keep saying, well, yeah, this is important right here. I'll get this done. Then I'll get on that. Oh, wait. And then it's like I don't know. It's like being led in 50 different directions at one time with a 30-second memory. And I like trying to do everything all the time. It turns into an issue. It turns into a real issue. God, we've been on this almost 30 minutes. I'm only up to coin number 12. I think I'm going to stop flipping over to the reverses for now. We'll just do that when we're reviewing the roll. I don't know, I get into talking about coins and everything else just falls away. Like time, the rest of the world, my bills, the house is on fire. You know, all those things just kind of fall to the side. Oh, 64 DRPM number 9 is a nice one. 2009 LP2 found 11 FS 807s. 807's a nice one. It's got an extra thumb. I don't even know how I know that, and I don't know what day my trash man comes. I guess it's a matter of what's important, right? Priorities. Plus, I'm a dude. I can only forecast one thing, pay attention to one thing, and remember one thing at a time. Oh, there were 801s? That's awesome. 801's even nicer. I might make some trades with you sometime. See how that works out. Coin Junkie, could you do me a favor? Send me an email and tell me what I owe you again. If you can go back and look at the previous email and just let me know what I owe you, I'll try to get it into a box this weekend. I'll try to get it mailed off. Just send me an email. Also, tell me about that 801 idea. If you've got some 801s, I've got other dies. If you have any other dies that you happen to need, let me know. And we can possibly talk about a trade. Uh-oh, this one's got some spots on it. Once in a while, we're going to hit a coin that's got spots. That's just going to happen. That's why I don't look through these. It's why I don't call names out. I don't do anything. I didn't even know who this coin was for until I looked at the coin. Then I looked back down. This one's Eric. Everything in my show is done completely at random. Whoever gets whatever, congratulations, luck caught you. Or, in this particular case, the unluck caught you. My apologies for that. But it is how I operate. The only way to be completely fair about everything is to treat everyone exactly the same, and wherever the chips fall is where they fall. Stan. Now number 16. Mr. Patillo. Chuck. I've only got 2 people in my life that I call by their first name twice. Only 2 people. One of them is my former employer. His name is John. I call him John. Oh, no, there's another one. My other former employer, I call him JJ. There's John, and JJ. And then there's Chuck. Hello, Jackalope Herdmaster. Thank you, sir. Are you, sir? Herdmaster. That could be both male or female. I did not mean to assume. You let me know, and I'll be sure and address you properly. This show is one where it's kind of special in a way. I'm the owner and creator of coppercoins.com. Coppercoins.com is a pretty large website that gives you information about all the different Lincoln Cent die varieties that we know of. We being a team of probably 5 individuals who kind of work together. 2 of them more than any of the rest. That would be Brian Allen and Eric Beyer. And you are, sir, okay. And we work together to get all of the different die varieties. Repunched, mint marks, over mint marks, double die obverse, double die reverse. All of them for the Lincoln Cent. We're trying to get Get them all photographed, get them up on the website for an identification purpose, cause if we were to try to do this in book form, it would be thousands of pages. So website's exactly the place to do it to save a forest a day. Well, what we're doing here is we've got coins that people paid for. They paid for each position in this roll, each coin in each position in this roll. The positions are assigned automatically by chance. All these names on the bottom, on the back side, are printed separately from the coin inserts, and they're stuffed into the coin inserts completely at random. And then the coins are pulled out of the tube or roll in the exact order that they were packed in there by someone else. So there is no favoritism, no specifics or anything. It's just how the chips fall. And that person actually receives the coin that we are looking at. So Sissy is going to receive the coin that we are currently looking at. This coin, if it were to happen to be a double die obverse, a double die reverse, a repunched mint mark, something special, we'd recognize it here on the show, take a really good look at it, educate about it, and then that coin would be considered for photography as a part of coppercoins.com, as a part of that reference catalog. Now, if that coin is actually photographed to go in that spot in the reference catalog, it's considered a plate coin. Plate coin referring back to the old times when books had plates of color pages or the glossy pages that had photos on them. So there would be a bunch of normal pages with just text, and then there would be a few pages in the center of the book. Those were called the plate pages. And you could put the rest of it together. If I photograph a coin and use the coin in the book, and use the photograph in the book, it would be a plate coin. Well, we now refer to those as the coins that are on the website. Any website with coin photos in them, the coins become the plate coins for that website. And so your coin would become a plate coin. It would be recognized as such, and could be recognized as such with extra fee to ANAX. ANAX will grade using the system found on coppercoins.com, especially if you tell them this is a plate coin for RPM blah blah blah. Then they'll go look up RPM blah blah blah. And when they look at the photographs, they'll see that there's like this real heavy hit right here on the 9. And they compare things that are coin to coin minting damage or spots. And they will compare that to the photographs and your coin and see that, oh, yes, this is the coin that was photographed for that. Then they'll put that on the holder for you. So that's how this works. It helps us build the catalog. It gives you coins that are actually in that catalog. And it gives me the opportunity to make enough income to continue doing it. I don't remember. Can anybody tell me how much these coins were? Because I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. And then in the addition to all of that, we also talk about some of the things like die state, die markers, the doubling, different things, different parts of damage and or errors or other things that we happen to see as we go through the rolls. These were $5.50, okay? So $5.50 a coin gives you an uncirculated 1948 D Lincoln cent plus the possible opportunity to have double dies, RPMs, or other things of importance. Now, most of the time, just like with any coin hunt any time, when we go through the coins, we're going to have exactly what you would have in any given normal roll, because I don't look through these rolls. They're not planted rolls. They're not special. They're just rolls of Lincoln cents. And if we happen to find the good special stuff, then we do. And we, of course, go through it with a fine-tooth comb after the broadcast. During the broadcast, sometimes we do and don't see absolutely everything. But after the broadcast, we got two different people who actually check through them. And then they are mailed to Florida for processing. And processing means if your coin is a special coin, we give you a new flip insert to show that it's a special coin. And then you get to have that coin with that new flip insert. This almost has to be a double die. Eric, are you still here? Now, to buy in on those hunts, they are shows that come on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Look at that U. I don't know quite what to think about that. The U has... Now, that could be a braided die doubling there, where this is a cavern, and then this little ridge right here is created by the hop, because I can kind of sort of see that with the S there. But this is the only letter that really has that in depth. Let's curl it on around a little bit. See, I don't see it on the upper of the U. I don't see it really inside the S. Okay, there it is inside the R. So it does show up inside the R. If it's a double die, it will show all the way or most of the way around. I don't see it in the E or the W or the D really, or the O. Maybe it's in this O. Yeah, it's there. Well, we will hold this one aside for sure, because it looks like we could have a double die. Could possibly have a double die there. Especially that U. That U is quite nice. The RU in trust. I'll get really good eyes on that. We're looking on a little screen like I've got right now, without the benefit of 3D view, looking through a stereo microscope. It's a little difficult to pick one thing from another. And so I'll send this to Eric for Eric to take a good look at it. This is coin number 25. It's Ant's coin. Look at coin number 26 now. And that might be something I could have missed on earlier coins. So there is the possibility that we do have more of these in the roll. In fact, let me get Eric's coin back out and pull a marker. Pull markers and take a look. Or I'm going to get Ant's back out. I'm sorry, that was Eric's coin. I'm going to pull a marker off Ant's coin, see what we can see here. See if there's anything special. There's a lot of extra flecking stuff. Flecking and... Oh, there we go. There's a pretty large die gouge down to the southeast of the D mint mark. Let's see what else we have here. So you can see that little mark on the U is just right there in your face. Now that I've seen the R, it's also on the R, right in your face. I guess we'll have to use that. All this, it looks like die rust. Oh, wait a minute. We've got die scratches above the 1 and 9. We've got die scratches above the 1 and 9. But all this looks like, almost like die rust. All this stuff out here. But we've got this die gouge off the D here. And the die scratches off the 1 that we can use. Okay, that's Ant's coin. Number 25. First one I've noticed of this particular die. Now let's get Eric's coin back up there. So Eric's coin is not the same die. It's a different die. And if I stopped and looked at every single detail on every single coin, we would be 2 hours per show. Simply can't do that. We're already running over on this show. I've got to leave within the next 15 minutes or so. So we need to get moving. We're barely halfway through the roll. All right, let's go. Next one. Got what looks pretty much like nothing here. I don't have the mark in the U, which kind of helps us a little bit in determining that this did not happen in all the different dies. Let's see, number 28 now. Back to Sissy. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, this one's not the same die. Just looking at that one thing now. I'm so hyper-focused. I had to quit doing that. Being hyper-focused keeps you from looking for everything. That's what I talk about when we talk about hunting rolls and going through a book first to find out what to look for in the roll. Totally wrong way to do it. The reason for that is because looking through the book first hyper-focuses you on looking for specific things rather than looking for anything that's different. The anything that's different is how you discover new stuff. Look at there. That angle right there, that's way up in the corner of your screen, but it's the angle that counts. Let's see. Let's do this. I just realized what's wrong with my lighting. That will be so much better. And now it disappears. So, yeah, that particular detail is gone. I was looking at just above the D. There's nothing there, but it looked like there was. Just only for a moment, then the moment's gone. Okay, nothing on that one. Hello, 75 in pennies, baby. Number 30 for Crispy. Let's see what Crispy gets here. Well, see, Crispy's got another one of those ones that kind of looks almost like an RPM out to the east. Kind of. That's stuff right out here. But that could be die wear. No mark in the U. I don't have the right markers here for that possible double die. And my lighting was all messed up on that. I was, what was I? Oh, I was going to photograph a coin yesterday. And have to change my scenario underneath my microscope to do that. Sometimes I forget to change it back to hunting mode. Okay. That's not the ant die, which has what I believe could be a double die, showing what appears to possibly be doubling inside the U and the R of trust. Also not one of them. This one's got toning. This was an end cap coin. At one point in time, it was on the end of the roll. A lot of times when these old rolls are pulled apart and dumped into a tube, they change positions. So your end coins can show up pretty much anywhere. There's one for Tyler. And you pour them out of a roll, you stack them up, you toss them in a tube. If you're not really watching, don't really care. It's not going to matter where the top coin and bottom coin end up. You're just concerned with the fact that there's still 50 in the tube, which is what I'm concerned with. So the 50 coins can be pretty much in any position. All right, there's lathe reduction doubling. This is where you're doing the reducing down to coin size between the master that you're working from and the master hub. That little needle that traces the design can often jump when it gets to the edge, and when it gets to the edge of an area where there's a big change in the relief, and it'll create this little line of doubling, a little bit here on the end of the nose that you see, in this right up in here, and all this right up in here, and it causes that. That's not a double die. No hub doubling there. Here's number 34 now. On to Mark. Mr. Thomas. Let's see. What do we have here? Is it that old die again that's got a bunch of die scratches. So it's a normal coin. Because we've seen that die a number of times. And as we go through these, I want you to be watchful of that area on the forehead. You'll see that a lot. You'll see it very frequently in, a lot of coins minted between, a lot of Lincoln cents anyway, minted between 1945 and 1955. Actually, it ends more like 52 or 53, but they're quite common. Now, there are some other dies from some other years where that happened. I'm not saying those are the only ones you're ever going to see, but it's you're kind of close. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not seeing really anything now. Some of the issues that I've seen earlier with the possible doubling, possible RPM, could possibly have been because my light was not set properly. Still don't have another one of those with the doubling in the U. Up to number 37 now. I got about 5 minutes. I might just have to be a little bit late to my other engagement. My son lives in Sweden, not too far from Stockholm. And we get online at 1:30 Eastern every second Sunday and have a chit-chat between him, my brother, my mother, and me, so that he can kind of stay in touch with the family. And that one, see, that one's another one that has that little line going across the upper part of the mint mark. Looks kind of almost like it could be an RPM. It's not that one that has that apparent doubling inside the U of trust, which is something I want to see another one of those. So let's keep going until we see if we can see one. We may or may not hit that die again. In this particular case, it's not. Nice clean looking coin though. It's kind of later dice date, but it's a very clean looking coin. Let's see here, number 40. This one goes to Chuck. Played a trick on somebody the other day. Somebody called. It's one of those people that call you for, I don't know, fire association, something. It's just all people collecting money for nothing because they're not actually members of the police force. They're not actually firemen. They're not actually anything useful. They're just collecting money. And they're doing it on the good name of firemen and policemen and things like that. They called me up. And, the first thing they say is, this is Robert Downey with the Volunteer Firefighters Association. How are you doing today? And the very first thing I do is I get them into the defense chair. And I say, I can't understand what you're saying. Everything echoing. And so I can't understand you. Sorry. And then I hang up. I make them think there's something wrong with their machinery. Tap. Hello. Is this thing working? You'll have to try call tomorrow. Oh, spiked head die crack. Oh, there's an RPM. That's a pretty decent looking RPM too, right there. Can you see it? I can see it. Can you see what I see? There's doubling on the bottom. There's doubling on the top. And if I can get my light adjusted here. There we go. You see a split up here. You can see a split down here. There's a hit on the mint mark right there. But this right here is doubling. It's part of the RPM. Now, this is a hit, but this right up here is doubling. So you have 1D here. It's a tilted. So the upper top D, the highest D, is right here, and it corresponds to the lowest one down here. And this, the lowest D up here, comes through here and corresponds to the highest D here. That's how that works. So that's a nice RPM. That's the first one of those I've noticed. There could be more of them in here, but I did not see them. All right. Oh, let's check and see if we have anything else here. We've got no doubling in the U, no I doubling, no Liberty doubling. Wait a minute. Did Ant say something? What did Ant say? I didn't see what Ant said. And you look back here. I didn't see Anthony come in. Hello, Anthony. Good day, sir. I don't see anything that Ant said. Ant. No Ant. I don't see a comment by Ant at all. And I've got this on live chat. Oh, is that for the double die? Or for the possible double die? Gonna have to call it a possible. Oh, just got a headline story across my phone. Anytime headline news comes out, which sometimes is actually headline news and sometimes it's just junk. But the headline reports that U.S., Israel, and Hamas have tentatively made a deal to stop the conflict and free dozens of the hostages. So we will have to see. But there's at least a promising little sign that we could possibly see the end of the current tension in the Middle East. That was nearly World War III. Still has the potential, but it looks like it could possibly be over for now. So that's good coffee talk right there. Of course, what's already happened has been atrocious. I don't want to get into too much detail about that. Extend until July. When did he go there? It was like September, wasn't it? Taco John. Up next is coin number 48. We do not have any extras in this roll. We only have 50 coins. This one is that one that has that extra stuff on the right side of the mint mark. Really kind of hard to tell if it's anything special. There's nothing else on that one. Supposed to come home November 1st. Oh, was it March? Was it that long ago? Wow. Hello, Laura Heath. 1948D. Generally, we'd be looking for repunch mint marks. Like this could possibly be one. See this rise inside the mint mark here? That could be another straight edge. But we have to look at them a little more closely once the show's over, because even though the magnification and focus is pretty good, you need 3D view. You need to be able to look at it with both eyes to really kind of tell for sure what you've got going on. But no, there's nothing huge known for 1948D that really makes it a special roll to look at. But we look at all different kinds of things just to see what could be out there. Folks, I hate to eat and run. I hate to be the kind that does that, but I'm going to have to do it today because we're done with this roll. And I've got like 4 minutes to be online with my son. So I'm going to have to bow out of additional chat and talk to you guys next time. Now, next time you look on the channel, it will be, I think I set it for 7 p.m. today. I set it for later today, and I can't remember when it was now. Let's see. Let me see if I can check it while I'm online. Studio. Come on. Studio. And live. Plans for live. We're live right now on 596. 597 will go live at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. today. We will come back and go through a 1940S roll. 1940S is actually kind of special. Very nice earlier date. All right, folks, I'll see you then. You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be back a little bit later in the afternoon. Talk to you later.